This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some major updates to share with you. Ilhan Omar calls Ted Cruz a miserable little weasel for trying to overturn the student loan forgiveness. Also, Joe Manchin hops on board saying student loan forgiveness is excessive. I'll give you the details on that. We'll go over the latest stimulus check articles like this. Exact date: Americans will get at least $300 in direct payments in just days, and new $750 direct payments going out in September and October. And Bank of America has just released a new program to help minorities buy first-time homes, and with 0% down. Big deal there, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So big news here. This could help a lot of people. Bank of America launches zero down payment mortgages to help minorities buy their first homes. Here's who can apply. So I'll give you more information, but crazy. Launching a new zero down payment, zero closing cost mortgage products to help members of predominantly minority communities buy their first homes. Pretty big deal here. Take a look at this video clip explaining more.
Bank of America launching a new program to help minorities buy their first homes. They're calling it the Community Affordable Loan Solution, or CALS. It offers zero down payment mortgages with no closing costs to first-time home buyers in some Black and Latino communities. No minimum credit score and no mortgage insurance required. Instead, the bank will look only at an applicant's income and home location. CNBC senior real estate correspondent Diana Olick is with us. How effective is this going to be bridging that sort of wealth gap?
Well, Shep, the Bank of America program is certainly going to help some potential buyers who might otherwise not have been able to become homeowners. But remember, the program is only in 5 cities right now: Charlotte, Dallas, Detroit, LA, and Miami, and only in certain neighborhoods in those cities. The borrowers don't need a down payment, but they are going to have to prove their ability to make those monthly payments. And given today's high prices and high interest rates, that's hard even if you do get the down payment granted to you. And of course, this is not exactly new. There are several other banks doing similar programs. Wells Fargo, for one, has a 3% down payment loan for low-income consumers that can be combined with funds from family or other down payment assistance programs. And remember that the VA has no down payment loans for veterans and veteran family members. Then there are no down payment USDA loans for people in rural areas. And that's an important one, as more and more people who can now work remotely are actually moving to rural areas. So there have been these programs in place for a while, and we have not seen much of any dent in that home ownership gap, unfortunately.
I hadn't heard about most of those. And in the last hour, I mentioned the 30-year fixed is firmly above 6%. And, these higher rates, it's got to be affecting a lot of sellers.
Yeah, because imagine a seller who says, okay, I want to sell and I want to move up to a bigger home. Well, they've got, 2.75 or 3% on their rate that they refied a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. Did they want to move up to 6.25%? I don't think so. And what that does is it just stops the chain of buying so that the move-up buyer doesn't leave the home for the first-time buyer to get in. That is those low-income buyers who need the more affordable homes. If the people owning those can't afford or don't want to lose their mortgage rate to move up to a home, that home is not existing for sale anymore.
Is that already starting?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why supply is so low on the bottom end of the market. You have investors there, and you have people just stuck in those homes saying, I just can't fathom, even if I want the bigger house, not only paying more for it, but having my interest rate being twice what I have now.
It changed so fast. I've
So
never seen anything
fast.
like it.
Yeah.
Diana, thank you.
What are your thoughts on that? Is that a good program? For me personally, I would love to put 0% down, zero closing costs. It seems really good, and I think it's a good program for first-time home buyers. Should this be expanded federally? Should more people be able to access this program so more people could buy homes and build wealth? Let me know your thoughts on that. Moving on, Joe Manchin saying Biden $500 billion student loan handout is excessive. So Joe Manchin not on board with that. Joe Manchin saying that the student loan forgiveness initiative is excessive, saying, I just respectfully disagree on that. Joe Manchin not on board for the $10,000 and $20,000 per student or graduate for the student loan forgiveness, not on board with that. But President Biden says that Biden is making it clear that his broad student loan forgiveness plan is a one-time action. So this is not going to be done again. But who's to stop another president in the future from doing this? So Biden announced the cancellation of up to $20,000 student loan debt for some federal borrowers. His administration is framing it as a one-time broad relief. Future relief will likely be targeted at certain borrower groups through existing programs. So basically saying this is a one-time thing, so if you get your student loans forgiven, it's not going to happen again, your tens of $20,000. Does that make it okay, though? Let me know your thoughts on that. And Ilhan Omar, not too happy. Ilhan Omar is Democrat progressive from the House. So Ilhan Omar calls Ted Cruz a miserable little weasel for attempting to overturn Biden's student loan forgiveness in court. Sorry, that's just a really funny term, miserable little weasel. All right, so Senator Ted Cruz said he's brainstorming ways to overturn Biden's student loan forgiveness, and Representative Ilhan Omar calls him a miserable little weasel. So basically, at this point, President Biden made the announcement that student loan forgiveness is happening, but Republicans are saying it may not actually happen and it could be taken to court, and that that it may not happen at all. Like, it's going to be decided in the court. So if you're counting on student loan forgiveness, it may or may not actually happen. And if they were going to make it happen, they'd probably want to make it happen before the midterm election. So we should know for sure by then. But Ilhan Omar says, what a miserable little weasel. No wonder they call him Lucifer in the flesh. Fortunately, student debt cancellation is legally sound and should withstand legal scrutiny. Set your alerts for the application in October if you qualify for relief and file before the end of December. So yeah, That's what she has to say about that. Where do you stand with student loan forgiveness? Here is the Republican perspective on student loan forgiveness and whether or not it should happen.
Senator Joe Manchin opposes President Biden's student loan handout plan. He calls it excessive. Senator Mike Braun, Republican from Indiana, joins me now. Senator, can you stop this? It's a $500 billion handout. Can you, in the Senate, stop it?
Sadly, I don't think we can, because that would take 10 of them to come along with every Republican, and we're just not getting that kind of ability to change things, these crazy executive orders. Penn Wharton, Stu, says this could cost us between $500 billion and $1 trillion. I mean, these numbers are immense anymore, and all in the context of we're now $30 trillion in debt. Biden, by the way, for all your viewers, put a plan out there that puts us $45 trillion in debt in just 10 years. Stu, when I got here, $18 trillion in debt. We throw hundreds of billions around like chump change. It's going to be inflationary. What about the 65% of all workers that don't have any degree that have to subsidize this? It's shameful what they're doing.
But I think you have some idea on how to get more out of college, how to make college a more not an interesting situation, but just get more out of your education. How would you do that?
A couple ways. First of all, I'm lucky to be in a state with a guy like Mitch Daniels that froze tuition for 10 years at Purdue. At least somebody's trying it. Two ways. Number one, we got to have more choices. It's got to be more competitive. It's got to be disruptional post-secondary. I mean, it's the cost of a starter home, if not more, to get through it. And the other place, Stu, a better high school education. That is a value. And instead of stigmatizing pathways that give us the jobs we really need, like trade, heating and air, a lot of the stuff that go begging that you're going to get paid $30 out of the gate, let's teach real life skills in high school. Not everybody's going to be an astronaut or a heart surgeon, and we need to get better education there so you don't have to spend so much post-secondary. You do those two things, it'll bring it back out of high altitudes of too much money. And think of all the parents that have had a graduate or two back in the basement that are now going to be listening to good ideas that are practical. And we've got them back in a state like Indiana. We've been working on those things.
Everything will work just fine if you can get rid of the teachers union. That's the only obstacle really standing in your way. You're laughing, but you know it's true, Senator.
Well, I went to a great public school system in Jasper, Indiana, but you've got to have choice. You
Yes.
can't have anyone wanting to say they are the only option. That's basically the healthcare industry now. More and more concentrated, fewer and fewer providers, no consumer engagement. It's runaway cost increases. We've had that for years before what Biden and the liberals induced through the COVID crisis. Got a lot of mess out here. I come from a place that's practical. We know how to roll up our sleeves and get things done, and maybe a lot of these solutions need to occur at the state level. We don't mind anything out here. We just borrow more money from our kids and grandkids for the latest and greatest idea.
Go to it, Mr. Senator. And thanks very much for being with us, sir. Always appreciate it.
You bet.
You got it. See you soon.
What are your thoughts on that? Do you think student loan forgiveness should happen, should not happen? Republicans are very much against it. But I'm wondering, Republican citizens who have student loans, I wonder how they feel about it. If you're in that category, let me know your thoughts on that. If you are a Republican and have student loans to be forgiven, are you still for it? Let me know your thoughts there. Let's get into stimulus news. Exact date: Americans will get at least $300 in direct payments in days. See who's eligible. So this is going on in Hawaii. This is the $100 checks, and then you get, with dependents, you get up to $300. So basically, direct deposit should come by September 21st, so within days there. Or actually, sorry, direct deposit September 9th, September 12th, September 13th, and if you filed your taxes late, then you get it September 21st. So that's what's going on in Hawaii there. And then this one, for stimulus check update 2022, new $750 direct payments going out in September and October is yours on the way. So this is going on in Minnesota, and it was $750 for around 667,000 workers getting a $750 check there. And yeah, I guess those are going out between September and October through direct deposit or being sent a prepaid debit card. So yeah, that's all the news I have there. If you appreciate how I gave you the facts, let you know straight up, not drag things out too much, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that YouTube stuff. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, my name is Bella. This is the tip of the day. If you make a mistake, then it's okay. You learn from your mistake, it makes you a better person. So it's okay. It's okay. We still love you. We like you a lot. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your time and support. So yeah, I'm gonna have a good day today. Today as our Friday homeschool meetup with some other homeschool families and having a good time. I'm actually teaching the older kids, so all the parents teach. I'm teaching the teenagers, 13 and up, which is pretty cool. So I'll give you updates on that, but I'm going to teach them, today's the first day, but I'm going to teach them different personal finance stuff and all the things that I wish I would have known when I was a teenager to live a better life. But anyways, hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos on my other channels, you can click right up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.